Alright guys, we're gonna hop right into it because I don't have a ton of time, but I wanted to do this stream as sort of a bonus while we're waiting for the season to end, and because I had a little bit of time. This isn't really a guide so much as it's gonna be more so for people that like are looking for a way to shiny hunt in this game with a turbo controller, because turbo controllers are relatively cheap. You know, they're oftentimes those $20 or $30 controllers that, you know, we used to call them Mad Catz controllers. But they're those cheaper options that a lot of people might have access to, you know, instead of getting another pro controller or something like that. And, you know, they're pretty useful. There's all sorts of other options out there, like there's controllers that come with some sort of USB stick that you can use to like partially program and stuff like that. And while that's cool, I feel like a turbo controller is really simple. You know, you don't really have to explain too much. Mine is a little bit different in the way it works, as far as I know. You know, turbo controllers are all a little bit different because they're all made by other manufacturers. But I wanted to go ahead and show this off because this, I can't even believe this. I got 3 shiny Amora all tonight, all within about like an hour of each other. This one I almost missed, actually. I freaked out when I saw it. You guys might have seen me do this here and there. For example, on the Banjo Halloween stream, I had the Amora cam, and I somehow, keep in mind that Amora, or rather all 3 of the fossils, are not boosted by the shiny charm, which means these are all 1 in 4096 encounters, although automated. And this one actually has really good stats. Yeah, I actually, after I got this one, I bought a few more fossils because I wanted to get an Alpha Aurorus, and on that next batch, I got this Amora. So I'm kind of absolutely just awestruck here. Hell, I'm even gonna save again. But I wanted to go ahead, you know, you can talk to this guy. I don't have any fossils, and I also don't have any more paper, so I can't buy any more fossils. But basically, you just set up your auto controller to automatically keep pressing A, and you start hunting Amora. It's just as simple as that. That's how this hunt works. You can do this with any 3 of the fossils, so you can do this for Aerodactyl, you can do this for Tyrant. This is a pretty famous method because it's just mashing A. So this is the most turbo controller friendly, or rather the most AFK friendly hunt you can do in this game. I want to go ahead and show off a few others though, because there's ways to make it really easy to hunt that, you know, they also involve the turbo controller just kind of going at it, with the A button. But I wanted to go ahead and show off something that I've been doing. And you can do this for a lot of other wild zones too. I'm not sure how many. In fact, we'll end up testing this with each of the wild zones. But something I've been doing is I've been coming to Area 5 because I want to get an alpha, or not an alpha, more shiny Venipede. And you can also actually kind of do this in a couple different manners. What you can do for this one, and this is kind of the premise of some of the other ones as well, is you can set up your turbo controller to start mashing A for you, and then you can press the pause button, or the plus button rather, and you can just kind of keep fast traveling. If you don't know, for anybody that doesn't know why this works, which I find it hard to believe. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows how this works by this point. But every time the game reloads, in this instance, every time you get a black screen, the game will automatically save, but you can also, it'll also automatically refresh every Pokemon that spawns around you within some radius of like 50 to 60 meters. And so you can do this to get, you know, plenty of spawns going. The downside to this is that you do have to have your hand on the controller to press the plus button. I mean, you can use your left hand or your right hand. I do this when I'm kind of picking up around the apartment. I just have my left hand not like constantly mashing the plus button, but you know, you can use audio cues to do this, or you know, you can kind of find the rhythm to it. Takes like what, 5 seconds before you press it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About, you know, 5 to 6, 5.5. So you can do this, and you can get shinies in some areas like this. Not all of them. We'll go ahead and check out the wild zones and kind of figure out how to do this. But this is really good if you're doing something that doesn't need, you know, both hands. Like I said, picking up around the apartment, putting dishes away. Which actually, hold on a second. I need to open my dishwasher because the dry cycle on it sucks. Hold on a second. Okay, so right there I kind of demonstrated it. You know, you don't have to be exactly frame perfect or anything. But you know, you go and do something. Maybe you're just doing some light cooking or something. Maybe you're making, you know, the old microwave buffet. And while you're looking for food, you just, you know, keep doing this and you're good to go. Some turbo controllers do have multiple functions too. Like, you might be able to do multiple inputs, multiple turbo inputs. Mine cannot do that. Mine can only do the A, or not the A button. It can do any of the face buttons. I don't know if it can do any triggers or anything. But, you know, just having it be able to do the face buttons, just the A button itself is enough. You know, and we'll take a look. So this respawns a bunch of stuff in area 16 and a bunch of stuff in here. And, I mean, you know, there's nothing here right now because we only did a few cycles. But because this game ends up holding shinies for you, you know, you've got some time. Like, you're not going to be losing shinies necessarily by doing this. I don't think it works on these guys or anything, but I do always come over here to check just in case. It should work on the Pokemon on the rooftops, though, I think. Probably turn the game down a little bit. Okay, so nothing this time, but that's okay. This was really just for demonstration purposes. So something else you can do, I don't know exactly how to get this one. If you come over to Lysander Cafe, I think what you have to do for this is you have to... You have to go over here And then, like, you spawn these guys in or something. And then you can use one of the teleports. I don't know which one it is. This is a hunt I haven't done, but I have seen people do this to an extent. And so I can't drop a pin here. That's interesting. But you can go either between this teleport and this teleport, or this one and this one. I'm not actually certain which one it is, but this is a method that you can do if you research it, quite frankly. Because every time you load in, every time you take one of these teleports, it actually does refresh the area. So you do get new spawns. And so depending on where you are, depending on which teleports you take, you can get some. For example, over here are the hone edges. 2 hone edges and a doublade. So, you know, you could just let it do its thing. Again, I'm not sure exactly what the method is for this. You would have to look up in more detail to know exactly where to go. I think you just have to initialize the Beldum and Matang. I don't know if you have to... I don't know which teleports you need to take necessarily, but every time you're doing this, I mean, you're also refreshing, there's some, like, Arbok that you might be refreshing over here. I don't know exactly what the radius is for this. But you are definitely refreshing Pokemon in multiple locations. I mean, that just worked. I don't know what it was, but it just worked. I need to get the fuck away from this Houndoom, dude. Oh, it's that Noivern! You can see it! Up there! Whoops. This is not... Okay, so given where that is, it's probably... It is a little bit helpful in the sense that we haven't completed all the stories, so you can kind of see... You can get an idea of what 50 meters can look like. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's so sick looking. I'll just catch this thing in a Dusk Ball. I think that's good. I'm pretty sure I have a Friend Ball available, but I'd rather save it for something a little more... I don't know. I mean, I can get Noibat and Noivern in Scarlet and Violet and a few other games too, so I'm not crazy about, you know, getting it in a Friend Ball, especially because the Apricorn Balls are so not expensive. I mean, I guess they're in a sense they're expensive. They're hard to come by in this game, so we'll go ahead and use a Dusk Ball. Why not? And there you go. We can go ahead and take a look at it too. This is a Naive Nature with almost naturally max speed, which is pretty cool. So over here, you know, all the way back here, this is 67. Right here is 67. And if we run back to the teleporter... Oh, that's an alpha. That's cool. You can see that that was 100 meters. So, while we're not getting it from this angle, we are getting these at least. And probably by taking this, you can see that we're 26. So if we go over here, and look back, you can see we're only 30 away. So there's a lot of overlap, honestly. Because coming over here, I mean, this isn't the full extent of what we can respawn, so... Now, that being said, I don't exactly know what the Beldum Matang one is. Maybe it is this one, I don't know. I mean, it would make sense. It would make absolute sense because there's a lot of overlap with this area. So you could potentially just AFK hunt here and get them to spawn in like that. I don't know. This is only a method that I haven't, that I've seen but haven't tested. Because quite frankly, I don't really care about Beldum and Matang and Metagross. So we'll get out of here. But yeah, using those warp pads does help with shiny hunting quite a bit. I really do think all you have to do is initialize the Pokemon and then initialize the spawner, and then you can just keep fast traveling, or warping rather. But we'll go ahead and try out the press A method everywhere else. The only spot this really doesn't work for the most part is in the sewers, because there's not much you can do in the sewers. Like, you can come down here, and on the assumption you don't actually have, you know, a task, then you could have it press A and just keep warping. And you'd be warping right back here. And your approximate spawns would be like this Skrelp. And I think something does spawn here, but you wouldn't, I mean, you can't go crazy with it. Something similar also happens, I'll just walk back, in the other sewer, just because of how the fast traveling is. There's not really any fast traveling spots, so you can't really do this in the sewer. Either side of it. But we'll take a look anyway. And again, I have an objective, so I can't really do anything. Actually, this one isn't layered over it, so I could potentially... you know, come down here. And you would get maybe both of these clef keys. I don't know. But I don't think you would get anything else, really, so... The sewers, you just really can't do any turbo hunts in. You would need to have some sort of macro, or... you know, do it yourself. But we will go ahead and try out all the areas aside. Interesting to note is if you are a little bit creative and willing to do some work, you kind of have to watch it. But I have hunted here specifically. So what I end up doing is you know, I have the turbo button set to go. I come over here and then, you know, press pause to let the oh, no, that's not correct, actually. How did I do this? Oh, no, this wasn't a turbo controller hunt. That's right. What I would do is I would just come over here, do that, and then warp back. That's how I do that. I did this for a little bit, too. This is sort of mindless, but it's not turbo button, so I'm gonna forget that I ever did this. There's a few ways to mindlessly hunt. There's obviously this one here. This is incredibly infamous. This is the one where you just hold down. Interesting to note is that, you know, you can use a rubber band. Some people like to use rubber bands. If you don't have any sort of apparatus to hold it, then you can just hold down like this. What I've done is I have actually propped up one of my game cases, and I've just kind of had it jammed between like my TV or like some sort of hard surface, and just held the control stick down, and you know, you just do it like that. So if you can prop it up, there's a way you can just prop up the controller and just let it do it automatically. This is incredibly infamous. Everybody's done this one. And it spawns, I don't know how far out it spawns. Jesus Christ, what the hell? But I mean, you get a lot of spawns, not only here, but also up there on the rooftops. Hey Shiny, what's up? So I mean, this is baby's first turbo hunt, really. That Pidgey, Scatterbug. Yeah, so within some sort of range, you're spawning all of this. But I mean, you don't need a turbo controller for that. You can really just use, wow, an Alpha Riolu, that's cool. You can use any control. Well, got another shiny. Don't know what it was, but I need this Riolu to get caught now. I have no way to weaken this Riolu. Fuck you. Oh, that Pidgey. Anyway, I don't know if this is 50 meters away. But either way, like I was saying, you don't need a turbo controller to do this. You can literally use any controller and just prop up the control stick to be always facing down on that clock tower thing. So, yeah, you can do this one even without a turbo controller. Anyway. So we'll go ahead and look at all of the wild areas. I kind of showed off for the people that just walked in the chat. I showed off the turbo controller hunting in Lysander Cafe. If anybody can correct me on that in the comments or something, that'd be nice. But anyway, as far as doing some turbo hunting for most areas, you spawn a little bit too far away for Area 1. So instantly you can't just turbo this because when it comes to turbo hunting this, or most of the wild zones, you need to be able to be close enough to where you can load in and have the A button automatically just load you into the, or walk you into the zone. And you can see this is a little bit too involved for the Area 5 method. But maybe Area 2. Yeah, so Area 2, this can work as well. You know, you just have the turbo button do its thing. You need this. I'll show off a couple other turbo methods that you can actually do really easily. They also kind of involve... it actually involves a mix of this method, but also the clock tower method. But yeah, this is an easy one. This is the same as Area 5. And this is exactly what I kind of wanted to test. I guess this kind of reaches the Alpha Magikarp, which at night could be an Alpha Staryu. The Budew, a couple of the Magikarp, maybe that Binacle, I don't know. But this doesn't get too crazy. This is a nice early game one, though. What's next? Where's Area 3? Oh, Area 3 we already showed off. Area 4, let's take a look at. So you start a little bit too far away, and in fact, if Turbo was going, you would automatically talk to that guy. We'll just take a quick loop around the graveyard, see if there's anything cool. And in fact, I want to make a notepad too. 2, 5. So I've already done Area 5, but I'll go ahead and show it off again. This is kind of how I'm hunting not only Venipede, but some of the stuff in Area 16 too. The benefit of doing Area 5 is it does help you with Area 16 too, because you load in like half of Area 16. In fact, I've actually gotten this Starmie from doing this. Are you for real? I mean, I guess this makes sense. This is exactly why I'm doing this. I'm gonna guess it's a Bellsprout. Okay, it's not. It's not a Venipede. It could be something up top. I don't know where the shiny sound came from. I kind of was caught off guard by that. Streamer luck? No, Shiny. This is streamer luck. I got all 3 of these today while I was doing stuff at home after work. All 3 of these 4096. I have no idea what the hell I spawned. It's not a Pidgeotto. Maybe it was in Area 16? Is it... Oh, it's the Flaffy! I'm pretty sure I saved, but I'll do it again anyway. I'll just leave it be for now because I don't want to let the day-night transition screw it up. Alright, that's cool. I'll use the token heal ball on it. Hey, it's got max speed. That's cool. Nick, how you doing, dude? Are you doing it with the charm or without, dude? So, yeah, that was, unexpected, but pretty cool. We'll come back and see if the Area 16 load works for, like, phalanx or something. But for now, let's just, keep going straight and, progress to Area 6. Area 6, not so much. You definitely got to take a few steps to get into Area 6. But we'll take a walkthrough just in case. No charm, nice. Hey Novo, what's cracking, dude? We don't have to worry about events or items in this game. I see. I'm happy to hear that. Would you say that we also don't have to worry about events or items in Scarlet and Violet again? Alright, nothing here. So Area 6 doesn't work. Let's try out Area 7. Area 7, it can't exactly AFK it, but you can, I mean, most of these that don't work AFK with the turbo controller, you can do kind of mindlessly by just pressing forward. I mean, that's the compromise we're playing here, and quite frankly, I think it's pretty good, because shiny hunting in this game is pretty mindless. Again, same with Area 8. Any zone that kind of has an open gate, you have to... You can't really do, but... Oh! That Numble looks crazy under that light, by the way. I mean, case in point. Let's go ahead and check out the Pidgey too. We didn't do that. Wow, this thing has good IVs. Actually, that's not bad for a natural one. That's nearly max speed. That's pretty good. Animal Crossing on the Switch too. Yeah, I'll end up revisiting New Horizons when the Switch 2 stuff comes out. Well, dude, I mean the odds are 1 in 1,000. The odds are 1 in 1,000, and you spawn in 100 Pokemon with every step. Like, of course you're gonna get a bunch of shinies. Wild Zone 9, you definitely cannot do. Area 10 though? Let's see. I didn't know you were a big Animal Crossing fan, by the way, Nova. That's cool. So, Wild Zone 10, I kind of wasn't paying attention. What you can do for some of these, though, is for some of these, you can do the turbo controller with, yeah, you can set up the turbo controller and just keep fast... Okay, maybe not. I thought you could automatically lock onto the cafe, but I guess not. Maybe this one you can? Yeah, not quite. Alright, let's go ahead and check out area... Well, area 10 you can't. We already saw. Alpha Slow Poker. Oh, cool. Why couldn't that Riolu have done that? I should have saved that Riolu, honestly, because an Alpha Riolu is cool. Stop it. Not gonna bother checking the Dynamo, I don't really care. Anyway, Area 10 sucks. I don't like anything about Area 10. Area 11, perchance? Not quite. He hates it. Area 12 is this one. You definitely can't for this one. The opening is gigantic, yeah. But again, like I said, you know, you can pretty mindlessly do this by just pressing forward. You press pause, and you're good to go. The idea of this stream and the VOD for the YouTube channel really is to just show that a lot of areas you can really easily just mindlessly hunt in. You know, even if you can't completely AFK at like the fossils or, you know, necessarily sit down and just, you know, do something with one hand while you're pressing plus with the other like for Area 5, you know, a lot of these hunts are really easy. It's just simple as. This is a more involved route. Because you're only getting like half of them. Again, this is one that you have to walk into, but you're only getting up to basically that tree stump over there. Which is still a lot of the spawns for the area. I guess it's most of them in nighttime. For daytime, it's like 2/3 of them, but yeah, that one's a little bit on the harder side. Area 14, again, you're only getting partial a little bit of the area, even if you can. You could get up to that Emolga, which is pretty cool, but you do have to walk up to it. Same fashion. You press A. Boom. Oh god, no. I messed up. Oh god, I messed up because I wasn't paying attention. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not great. I don't really like this zone anyway. I only really care about, like, the Helioptile, and you can't get that from doing that anyway. Area 15 is kind of interesting because you sorta can do this one the same way. No, you don't start close enough. I thought you did. Yeah, you don't start super close, but, you know, you can get in, and before the Pumpkaboos see you, at least, warp out. This is a zone I end up walking through a lot, so I don't always remember, what strat I'm using for which zone. Okay. Area 16, we already showed off kind of with Area 5. But, nah, you gotta walk forward into this one, too. I don't think this really matters, though, because, quite frankly, just restarting it, or, not restarting, but, respawning, I guess it does get everything but the phalanx. Now that I'm looking at it, right here. That's insane. Yeah, it gets everything but the phalanx. Peters, how you doing? So, I guess the only thing you're not getting is the phalanx on this one, but you know what? That's okay. Let's check out Area 17. Oh, this is the sucky one. Can't really do this one either. I mean, you can, in a sense, with the benches. Which I guess I'll go ahead and show off, since I haven't gotten to yet. This was the one that I was alluding to, that was kind of a mix of both turbo and control stick holding. Because you can go ahead and sit here, kill time. Now what sucks about this is the fact that, you know, you have to watch that scene every time. But you can see the turbo is handling all the A buttons, and even holding down doesn't like the menuing for holding down is too slow. So, you know, the A button just beats out the menuing, and you can just keep doing this. So with the turbo controller, there's a few different places you can do this in. Most notably, there's an Alpha Diggersby, and that's cool. And you can do this anywhere there's a bench. Some wild zones have benches in them, so there's a few wild zones you can do this in. Wild Zone 15 with the Pumpkaboo. If your target is not Pumpkaboo, you can do this. But for some reason, Pumpkaboo is kind of bugged because it has four different forms. And 2 of them are in day, 2 of them are at night, and the way it calls them is kind of messed up for shiny hunting. So if you're specifically looking for Pumpkaboo, you can't really do this. But any wild zone that has a bench, you can go ahead and do this in. And we'll take a look at those too, just because I don't have too much to show off for this stream. But this area doesn't work with the normal turbo. Area 5 shtick. You wouldn't be talking about Diggersby though, would you? Diggersby though? Anyone know about Diggersby, though? Anyway, no part of Area 18 works with this. It looks like it really is, just for the most part, Area 5-16. Dude, I fucking loved that when X and Y were new. And then I hated Shofu, so... so it's cool. Area 19. Which one's Area 19? This one. This one sorta kinda works. You have to take like a half step, but it works. That's so obnoxious that you have to take a half step for it. Hey, an Alpha Eevee, that's cool. I wonder, will this work just on happenstance? No, it's just a half step. So you do have to take that half step. That's so obnoxious. Area 20, I'm pretty sure does not work. Yeah, you gotta take a couple steps for that. So with like a slight asterisk, only areas 2 and 5/16 really work with the pressing plus method. A little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. What is interesting though is that Area 20 does have benches. So I think it's only in the grassy area, is that right? So there's benches here. And these will actually respawn those 2 alphas. I don't know if these are the only benches in Area 20, but... Okay, you got some here. So you've got maybe one of those. I don't know. We'll take a look even. Ninja, what's up, dude? Everybody coming out of the woodwork on Sunday night. That's crazy. So doing this, you don't really get much. You get the Scrafty / Aggron / Garbodor, I think that spawn over there. The Rose Raid, which I think can be a Chikorita. And I don't know if that Sylveon spawned until I moved, but you do still get the 2 alphas, which is okay. It's not bad. It looks like those are the only 2 benches though, really, so definitely the better one is the one over here. It just spawns so much more. Or this one over here. I guess there's a couple of them. Yeah, just pick your poison. Whichever one you want. Pick one of the grass ones and you're good to go. Now I will say that some turbo controllers will just automatically shut off if there's no new input after a given amount of time. But yeah, here's an example. I mean, the bench method with the turbo controller is pretty... It's pretty doable, you know what I mean? Okay, so as for benches, I actually don't know how many areas have benches. There's also areas in the city that have benches too. I'm not going to go find all of those, but the same method will apply if you're looking for something that is specifically near a bench. Like there's an Alpha Garbodor somewhere, and if you wanted to get that one as a shiny, I'm pretty sure it's by a bench. There's benches all over the fucking place, so... But we'll at least take one more rump through each of the zones and see if they have a bench at all. Yeah, here you go. Area 1 has a bench. And it's right in the middle of it, too. Which is actually crazy. This would probably respawn everything. If you wanted to do, like, really early game hunting, like a I guess you probably wouldn't get the Pichu. But I mean, if you're getting everything else by the bench, like, that's insane. Is there a bench up here? No. Well, there could be. No. If there is a bench somewhere close, then you could hunt the Pichu this way. Actually, you could hunt the Pichu by going in and out of the research lab. It's a similar concept. You would just be holding down and taking a couple steps. But you could totally hunt Pichu that way. So there you go. That's a way you could shiny hunt Pichu really early on with the turbo controller. Area 2, we don't really need to go over. I don't think there's a bench in here at all, actually. By the way, Shiny, since you're still lurking, you don't have to respond. But, if you want to help the homie out for this game or Gen 9, let me know. Let me know when you got some time, would you? Yeah, so I mean, there's nothing there, but you could get some stuff with this bench. You could definitely get all the Flabebe, I'll tell you that much. If you wanted a shiny Flabebe for some reason, you got 3 spawns right here, up at some of the fountains with the Florges. Or rather, some of the Florges fountains, excuse me, I misspoke. There's, I think, one of every color Flabebe spawns at the Florges fountains. So you could rest at the benches there. I don't know where they're at though, so that would require a little bit of research or just wandering around. You know, this isn't necessarily a big comprehensive guide in so much as I've given you the tools, now just go find the benches and have fun. As for these, Area 3, we're not even going to go over. I don't think we need to go over Area 3 whatsoever. But I'll take a look and see if, like, maybe by the Pikachu. Because I don't know if the clock tower thing reaches that far. Yeah, there's benches fucking everywhere. There's 3,000 benches! This is Reset City, dude! This one zone has blessed people with a myriad of shiny hunting options. Anyway, there you go. Zone 3's goated, I guess. Zone 4, I'm pretty sure has benches, right? No, just the items are all that matters. Look at this little guy. I love seeing the Alpha Spinnerack in this. I one day hope to see a screenshot of every Spinnerack on this wall be Alpha. I've seen every Spinnerack on the wall be shiny, but not Alpha. Anyway, benches. Y'all see benches around here? Huh. There could be some around the perimeter. There's not too much wiggle room. What if the last update added benches? I mean, I'm on the current update. I have to be to play PvP. I guess there's not really any benches by the graveyard. There could be some, like, maybe on top of the buildings or something. But none that are instantly accessible. I mean, there's these ones. For some reason, Area 3 is just loaded with benches. Area 5. I already know that there's benches here, but I'll go ahead and show them off anyway. There's a few different spots. I don't think there's any up north. Yeah, there's none this way. You could do benches here, but there's not really a point because Area 5 is the zone where you can most easily use a turbo controller. So while there's benches here, it's not very worthwhile. You can get these ones for some reason if you wanted. I don't know what that would help with, but you could use them. I don't know if there's any benches on the rooftops. It doesn't really matter. And that's really about it. Yeah. Gen 5, Wild Area 5 doesn't have any benches worthwhile, but that's fine because it has the good reload point. Wow, an Alpha Abra. I haven't seen one of those before. Catch that. And not screw it up like that Riolu. I didn't want to use a nest ball, but whatever. Okay, Area 6. I'm pretty sure has benches. I think they're on top of the, that building. There could also be some, on top of there, I think. Let me see. There is not. Yeah, I wish Alpha Pokemon kept their red eyes when you caught them. I think that'd be cool. Guess not. Whoops. What am I hearing? I'm hearing an Alpha somewhere. Oh, that's Swablu. Jeez, Area 5's barren, dude. Or 6, I mean. Oh, there you go. Benches. Benches in Area 6. Right here. So here you go. You can reset here. You would get Houndour, the Alpha Houndoom, maybe the Pikachu, and whatever else is along the road. What's the best area? Area 13. Because it has Vivian. And Heracross, and Pinsir, and Scyther. And Phantom's pretty cool, too. Pretty sure there's benches here? Yeah, there's benches here. So this is more or less AFKable. Not crazy good. But, you know, the benches are what matter. And also, since you don't get punished for getting KO'd in this game, if you do happen to go away and the controller turns off or something, at least you don't lose anything for blocking out, so... And like for some of the pseudo legendaries, Area 15 with the Pumpkaboo, there is actually a bench here. It's right around here, like right about here. You can actually use that to reset the Larvitar up here. Larvitar spawns up here. You have to go around. You have to cross this gap to get up there. And Larvitar does spawn up here, and you could use these benches, I'm pretty sure, to reset that. But, it didn't have anything, by the way. But that's the only real area I could venture a guess on as far as resetting for pseudos. Because for the most part, and this might be divisive, I just don't care about them for the most part. Everybody wants their shiny Alpha Dratini and whatever. And like, yeah, I get it. But like, have some originality, why don't you? Any benches? Alright, so Area 9 is only good for crystal farming. Everything else about this area sucks. So says I. Or whatever. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. It probably puts you in some sort of feedback loop until you eventually say yes. Jeez. Okay, if you specifically wanted to reset for Tynamo, I'm sorry, but you're not doing that. Yeah, if I had to guess, there's a pretty good chance it just puts you in a feedback loop. Just because I know how Pokemon is. Okay, you got benches in area... What is this? Area 10? You do have benches in area 10, and that's pretty cool. As a matter of fact, it's in a good spot for it, too. You could reset Dynamo, you could reset for the Watchog. Because everybody loves Watchog. I mean, you guys know my homie Watchog, right? He's catchable in every generation. We all love Watchog. Why does my phone keep going off? I don't know. Have I ever been up here before? What is this? I think there's benches right over... Yeah, there's not really an easy way to reset Area 11, looks like. Take a look at the other half of it, though. Well, there is this. These benches would let you cross 6 and 11. And that's pretty cool. That's actually really cool because I've been looking for Clauncher. So that could potentially reset up to the Clawitzer. But Clawitzer won't spawn because I won't catch Xerneas. So that's actually a pretty solid spot right there. On top of getting any Banneries or whatever. These benches could reset up to this area. Like, over here. I don't know what's over here, really. But there are Bellsprouts and, like, the monkeys up there. So, that could be maybe lucrative. I don't exactly have hopes, but I mean, it's something. Area 12, I already know has benches. We're gonna take a run through anyway, but... I mean, this was a park, after all. Like, here you go. This is probably the most primo bench right there. Potentially this, too. Yeah, that's a lot of spawns right here. This is, I mean, this is more or less the middle of the park, so... You're getting everything except maybe Avalugg. And even then... An alpha delivered. Alright. Area 13 does not have any benches, at least I don't think so. It does have an Alpha Vivian for me, though. I don't think I have a female Alpha, so I'm catching this. Yeah, I know benches. I wish this area were bigger. Like, if it had the rooftops, that'd be pretty cool. Number 14. I'm pretty sure there's no benches at the power plant. What was that? Alpha Auron. Alpharon, if you will. Yeah, unfortunately, the power plant doesn't have much going on. You can't go in here. There's no benches. You can't just sit at the gate and mash A. Bad zone, honestly. Shameful. So zone 15, like I said, there are benches here. You can just go ahead and do the respawn. And those Larvitar are up there. It should respawn them. I'm not certain about that. But this is the only spot I would know of that easily lets that happen. There's a couple other spots by a Dratini. Oh, shit! That Haunter scared the hell out of me, dude! I was not prepared for a shiny Haunter to show up in front of me. Oh my god, I'm gonna catch it on a dive ball, why not? Dive ball for the blue tongue. Dude, that looks sick in the haze! What are you doing? That looked so cool with the haze. Hey, an XL. Anyway, yeah, so that's the bench. That's a real annoying one. So, if your controller dies while you're doing that, you're gonna black out real quick. Like I said, keep in mind, that will not work for the Pumpkaboo. The Pumpkaboo do not save their shiny slots properly, so if you're shiny hunting Pumpkaboo, like I kind of am, you gotta do it the old-fashioned way. And again, I'm not sure if that bench will reset the Larvitar. If they do, you get up to 3 spawns, which is really cool. Ooh, hold on. You're kind of a biggin. I don't think... Maybe that is an XL. That might be an XL. I can't really hear. Well, that one is. Oh my god. Not bad. No, that was not an XL, or that was not a an XL alpha. That was just a large alpha. I could name it Raz. Should I name it Raz? I'll name it, I gotta see. There's some flavor of blue raspberry that I really like. I can't remember if it was I think it was a candy. There's a candy that was blue raspberry that I really like. I'll try and nickname it after that if I can think of it. Okay, Area 16. Don't really need to show this off because we've already ascertained that 16 has the goated one with Area 6 or 5 rather. But you know what? There's no benches here anyway, so sucks for you, I guess. Okay, Area 17. Oh yeah, we already know those benches at Area 17. I'm not even gonna go over there. I hate that area. 18, I don't think has benches. No, you're telling me I can't have a nice squat with the Alpha Salamence? The nice, friendly Alpha Salamence that will completely destroy my life? Bonnie and Bella, how you guys doing? I actually saw you a little bit ago, Bonnie, but I was in the middle of saying something and I forgot to say hi, so my bad. But hi. Did anybody get to play the rest of the air ride tests, by the way? Okay, so there's benches just outside of Area 18. I'm pretty sure they don't work for Fennekin, though. Is that an Alpha Fennekin? Well, if it was, it's not now. Yeah, the way I've seen people hunt Fennekin is by standing at the ledge and just, like, letting the day-night cycle do its thing. I don't know if this will really have an effect. It might. Actually, yeah, it will, because it'll spawn these guys in. So on the 18... On the Area 18 rooftops, you can shiny hunt... I guess, really, just Altaria here. I guess you will spawn those guys down there, so... You know what? That's actually pretty good. Potentially Fennekin too, I'm not sure about that. Oh. Kangaskhan, please. What was it? Oh, there it is. Shiny Furfrou. That's cool. That's cool looking. I'm gonna have to look at the haircuts for Furfrou because I caught one in an in a luxury ball earlier, but I don't know what all the haircuts look like, so I'm gonna have to look at those and catch ball or use balls appropriate to them. Nice special attacking Furfrou. By the way, no benches? I ain't seeing benches. Y'all got any of them sit down places? Nice, dude. That's a good way to spend the day. Got work done. Got to play fun. That was a terrible... I tried to think of something that could rhyme, and that was all I could come up with. That was horrible. Got to play fun. Oh, God. Anyway, the important thing to note is that there's no benches around Area 19. I think down here... Yeah, there's a couple there. You're not gonna get very much. And then Area 20 we already know. So as far as benches go, you've got benches in Area 1, and then you can also go to the research lab to reset the Pichu over here. Area 2 has some right here, and that'll reset the Flabebe and like some of this. Not a ton, but like you will be able to get some resets for 2. Interestingly enough, Area 2 also has a turbo a turbo cheese too, so both sides of Area 2 you got covered. Area 3 is just blessed. Or you just have every option you could ever want in Area 3. Area 6, there's a bench over here, and there's also the benches here to partially reset 11 too. So that's pretty cool. Area 7 has benches somewhere in this inner circle. Area 10 had benches somewhere. Where were they at? Like over here somewhere? So, somewhere around like this part. And on the rooftop here too. Area 12 has benches right here. Area 15, like I said, is good for everything except for the Pumpkaboo / Gourgeist. I don't know if the Gourgeist carries over. I think it does because it's a set alpha, but I don't know. Area 17 we already know does, at least over here. Not really up here, but like if you were trying to reset for Chespin, there's probably better ways to hunt Chespin. As a matter of fact, I think there is, but you know, you got that. Area 18 on the rooftop, and then Area 20, so that's not too bad. We'll take a quick look at Area 20. And just to go over it again, because a lot of people did show up kind of late. Lysander Labs also... Hey, Metagross, that's cool.
Yeah.
Lysander Labs... That's not it. Oh, no, it is. Yeah. Does have a turbo button exploit. I don't know exactly how it works. I'd have to go back and look at some of the research people have made. But basically, I think you have to initiate some of them, like for the Beldum and Matang. Somebody... The video I saw said you have to kind of listen for the cries here, I think. Or maybe it was this one. It might have been this one. But either way, however it's performed, basically you just stand on the warp pad and just let the turbo controller do its thing. And every time it does this fade out, it should be spawning a new Pokemon. So that's cool. Again, I don't know exactly how it works for Beldum and Matang over here. But you can get them by some method of doing that. That being said, though, yeah, I didn't really have much for this stream. I just wanted to go ahead and show off the turbo button methods, because there's quite a few of them, and you really don't have to do much. I mean, as far as what I do, I thankfully don't have to do the Amora anymore. I got 3 shiny Amora today for anybody that missed it. Still completely mind-blowing that I got 3 1 in 4096 shinies in one day. Nice. But you know what, guys? We got to play fun, and that's what matters. But yeah, I mean, for me personally, like I said, I've done the Amora hunt multiple times, I guess. But my biggest one is over here with Wild Zone 5. Like, I will frequently, if I'm trying to do something in multitask, all you gotta do is just this. You know, you hold the controller in one hand, you press plus every few seconds, and there you go. It's pretty nice, it's mellow. Like I said before, it covers most of Area 16, so this is a pretty good way to get shinies for Lysander Labs is a good location. Area 2 is also the spot where this will work. Conveniently enough for Area 2, it kind of has some overlap by having Staryu spawn there at night, so you could hunt Staryu or Starmie with relative ease. By doing this in either Area 2 or here, which is pretty cool. The benches also work, as does, you know, the clock tower method for Area 3. But you know, if you're looking to get this game, or if you want to do some shiny hunting on your own, but maybe you don't have the time for it, or you know, maybe you just want something menial to do while you're just vegging out, or even if you're trying to pick up. I mean, like, I've done my dishes while doing this before. So you have options to relatively easily hunt with either one hand or even no hands. And that was really what I wanted to show off. And don't get me wrong, of course, I absolutely adore... See? I absolutely adore full odds hunting. I think that the people that do it are freaking awesome. But for me personally, I just don't have that kind of time. I have other games I want to play. I have other things I want to do. But I do have targets I want to get. I don't know if that shiny sound indicated anything else, or if it was just that. Because there was another one that played, but I don't think it was for anything. Maybe on the rooftops? I don't know. Something to note is I'm pretty sure the Electrike up there can be shiny. Or rather, of course it can be shiny. I'm pretty sure it can be shiny through the wall. So we'll go ahead and check. But yeah, you know, turbo controllers. Wow, another Alpha Abra. Are you serious? Turbo controllers are, for the most part, pretty cheap. So if you really wanted to do this yourself, you can go ahead and get one. Nice. They're also fine as a, you know, like the little brother controller. You know what I mean? And that was the goal of this. So I hope you guys liked what you saw. I think the research was pretty fun. It was fun to look for the benches and see. Again, I mean, you know, resetting at Area 5 resets everything up to that, Froakie. Not exactly AFK, but it's pretty... It's not exactly heavily involved, you know what I mean? And I gotta say, I got a few shinies out of it. How many shinies did I get this stream? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 shinies this stream. That's psychotic. Also, I found out you can just hold A. Speaking of turbo button, you don't even have to have a turbo controller. You can just hold A and select them like that. That's ridiculous. I can't believe I got 7 shinies this stream while trying to demonstrate ways to AFK hunt. That's just... That's ridiculous, is what that is. Also, I got another shiny Venipede. It's also pretty good. I still like this one more. This one just has insane IVs. But this one's a good second, and at this point I'm just gonna catch the next one I see in a Dusk Ball to match 'em, to have them all match. Unless I get an alpha. If I get a shiny alpha, I will be catching that in a Sport Ball, so... That's my big goal. That's my Moby Dick. Yeah. You guys enjoy that? I hope so. Anyone have any zones they want to see before I split? Try for like a couple minutes to get something. This was where I was gonna be calling it though, which is perfect timing. Not a super long stream. I ended pretty much exactly when I wanted to. Pretty good. Zone 20. Yeah, I'll do a few reload checks here. I'm not gonna do day-night cycling because I don't really need to. Stop targeting me. But yeah, Zone 20 is kind of unique too because of the alpha spawners. Like, people have set up ways to spawn the random alpha that's here. Or to duplicate the spawn for the random alpha that's here. So there have been people that have been hunting 6, maybe even 8 alphas at a time. And they'll just rest at a bench and reload them every time. So they're getting awesome, awesome alphas. I hate going up that incline. Checking the starters here is obnoxious. It also bugs me that there's no starters on the other side, where that, like, construction roval is. But, I mean... I don't know. Oh, it's just irksome, you know what I mean? Go-Go gets Leaf Blade now? Dude, Go-Go just keeps getting better and better. What a fun, bulky Pokemon. I didn't check over here. I would like a Mega Go-Go. That's also fun to say. Oh, that's an Alpha Tepig. That's cool. I'm definitely gonna try and catch that. Really should have tried to save that that Riolu, but whatever. I'll find another Alpha Riolu someday. Oh no, it's stupid. Repeat ball. I will say though, my favorite thing to do when I do have the time to play this game is I do like just running around and randomly stumbling across shinies. The specific AFK and turbo hunting methods are cool and all that, but... Wow, an Alpha Chikorita too! I should have used Z-Speed. Dusk Ball would look pretty cool. Damn. That's why I saved. Unlike with that Riolu. Should have saved that Riolu. I'm kicking myself for that. Also, I'm gonna just do this. No, you bastard! Alright. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna catch this and end the stream, so... Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope it gave you some ideas. I will be back at some point on Thursday or Friday or something. Dude, come on. Just stay in the ball. Yeah, I'll be back at some point Thursday or Friday. I'm guessing the Monster Hunter event will be over for Wilds. And with that game completely breaking on me as of this most recent event, I guess we're just gonna have to get the rest of that stuff another time. Which kinda sucks, but what can you do? Stay in the ball, Chikorita, come on! But anyways, the next stream will be more Lone Fungus. So keep an eye out for that. I hope you guys are enjoying that game so far. I'm having a fun time with it. The presentation for that game is just astounding. Thank you! Okay, that's not awful. As an aside, I'm not sure the IVs are set every time you reload, because when I've tried to catch alphas before, I've had them vary as far as my damage goes. I know there's, you know, a range that damage has, but like, I've had it be crazy. Naveen shouts in over your comm speaker and tells you you want to battle. That's awesome. Alright, but yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see ya all later. And yeah. Remember to play fun. Remember to play fun, chat. Oh, jeez. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, you guys take care. Have yourselves a good week. Take care of yourselves. If you are so inclined, stick around for the ads. Let them play. It does help me out. And, yeah. Deuces.